Today we're going to talk about one of the ugliest children you've ever seen. God, I can't believe I'm making this video. Let's just get through the intro and get this video over with. It's not time you have to do a topic just because you have to do the topic. I'm not here to make fun of anyone. But we're going to talk about a person that's known as the ugliest first daughter. One of the ugliest daughters of a president. Now, throughout the years, we've seen ugly first ladies. We've seen ugly vice presidents. And we've seen a brother of a president sell his own beer. Well, that same president that had a brother that sold Billy Beer had a daughter named Amy Carter. As you can probably guess, she's the daughter of Jimmy Carter. They come from Plains, Georgia. And as a guy from Georgia, let me tell you, you don't want to come from Plains, Georgia. That's putting the hick in ick. But when it comes to Amy Carter, she was pretty well known as being the ugly kid of the Carter family. I mean, there was one picture of Halloween time where all the other kids dressed up. She didn't even have to dress up. Now that's ugly. But they did try to make her a role model for other girls around her age, which was around 10 to 12 years old. And they tried hard. There was a book about Amy Carter called Growing Up in the White House. Now, other 10-year-old girls couldn't relate to that book, but they could probably read it and see what it was like to be a kid growing up in the White House. And then they released Amy Carter coloring book. Yes, you could color this plain Jane named Amy from Plains, Georgia. But then there was another book, all about people writing letters to Amy Carter. And it was published by Playboy Press. And yeah, I looked it up. This is the same Playboy. Now, I don't know, something about Playboy and someone singing letters to a little girl, it just doesn't seem like all that should be in the same barrel, if you ask me. But as you can see, they were trying to make Amy Carter a role model for other little girls. I mean, this was the 70s, and ugly was kind of hip. I mean, you had those god-awful ugly girls from Little House on the Prairie. Laurel Ingalls? Nobody wanted to fuck Laurel Ingalls. But she was starting to get made fun of. There was even a parody album called Here's Amy. I don't know exactly what this was, but it's someone that dresses up. Well, I don't know if they dressed up. They dressed up for the album cover and acted like Amy Carter on the album. Let's take a listen.
Now, honey.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me, starlight and dewdrop.
I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or what, but there you go. But with the books out of the way, the parody album out of the way, it was time for the toys to start. What better way to make a little girl seem cool than other little girls playing with toys based on the ugly little girl? There was the Amy Carter paper doll that came with her wearing a shirt that said, Peanut Power. You can't be cool wearing a shirt that says Peanut Power. I would like to sell that at junkmanmerch.com. I might have to put that one on there. Peanut Power. junkmanmerch.com. Check it out. We got some other shirts over there. Like that one right there. Brand new. Check it out. junkmanmerch.com. If that wasn't bad enough, they did a cardboard set of a White House playset that came with, you guessed it, the Carter family, along with Amy Carter. Her picture on the box was like a character from a Beavis and Butthead episode. And for some reason, her family, even her, they're all taller than even the White House. I guess the Carter family was giants. There was even an Amy Carter doll. Well, the box said a love doll. This is getting strange. I might get demonetized. Whew. A love doll? I would never put the word love doll on a doll based on a child. Even an ugly child. But probably the dumbest of all the Amy Carter related merchandise had to be from a toy company called Fun World. If you're asking who Fun World was, well, they were already on the market with classic toys. There was the Flying Witch, the Come to Mommy Wind Up Baby. This ugly doll just wearing a shirt that says milk chocolate. Even I wouldn't sell a shirt that said milk chocolate on it. Not at junkmanmerch.com, but you can get a shirt like this one right here. As for Fun World, they also made the classic Bendy Betsy. This was a doll you could bend like a paraplegic. Then they made a doll just called T-shirt doll. Yeah, that was their whole gimmick. Other dolls were wetting themselves and feeding themselves. This toy company is making a doll just wearing a T-shirt and called it a T-shirt doll. It's wearing a T-shirt that says, "I'm a wild Indian." That would get you called racist today. But this toy company, Fun World, made Amy Peanut Doll. Now, it doesn't say Amy Carter on the box, but you can tell that's who it's supposed to be. It's got an ugly little girl in the front with buck teeth, and it's got a picture of the White House. Who else could it be? And this was a little doll that came inside of a peanut. Peanut power. It's bad enough to be the ugly little girl with the buck teeth. You don't want to be associated with peanuts. They made a few different ones, 3 or 4. I couldn't ever get an official count of this thing. Sorry, there's no big website to tell you much about the Amy Carter peanut doll. But it was a little doll that came inside of a peanut. And since Amy Carter came along and grown up, there's been other young kids in the White House. I know in the 90s this one got picked on a lot also, but none of them got made fun of as much as Amy Carter. But also none of them had merchandise as much as Amy Carter. Books, coloring books, paper dolls, cardboard play sets, a love doll, and yeah, those peanut dolls. Well, I know this is kind of probably an odd video. Not sure how many is going to click on a video about the first daughter of the 70s, Amy Carter. But someone on YouTube has to make a video to talk about these god-awful toys based on this ugly little girl. And I'm sorry. I'm not the first one to say she was an ugly little girl. It was well known in the 70s. Is she still ugly today? I wasn't about to Google that and find out. Well, tell me in the comments below. Did your dad call you a sissy while he was drinking his Billy beer while you were playing with your Amy Carter dolls?
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.